An AEW champion is in doubt for Double or Nothing. Plus, Tony Khan drops a big CM Punk return tease, and WWE comments on stars requesting their releases. It's all in the wrestling news right now. It is a honking weekend of professional wrestling on the horizon.
Honk.
Exactly, that's what the weekend sounds like. Bank holiday for us, Memorial Day in America. It's loads of wrestling, a Double or Nothing part of that lineup. One wrestler, however, in doubt for that show. And not just any wrestler, Andrew, a champion in AEW.
Oh, it certainly is. This one hurts my heart, Tom. So Tony Khan led a media call yesterday ahead of Double or Nothing. During it, he was asked about Jamie Hayter's status ahead of Double or Nothing. Khan said as of last week, she wasn't clear to compete, but didn't give an answer as to whether she would be in action against Toni Storm at Double or Nothing.
I'd be devastated if Jamie Hayter ends up having to take time away.
Me too. If she has to relinquish the title, that would be so sad, especially, heading into this busy summer for AEW with All In as well. I think her being the champion in front of an English crowd, a UK crowd, would have been something tremendous for her, absolutely. I mean, as it states there, we don't sort of know the status of the injury or Jamie Hayter. Maybe she's there at the weekend and it'll be fantastic. Maybe nothing comes of it and she's all right. She still holds on to the title.
Because there was some speculation that it was a worked injury.
Because of the Outcast stuff.
Yeah, exactly. She had her arm in a sling on Dynamite, and some people think it might be a storyline. But then Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful quoted as saying during one of the Fightful shows, Jamie Hayter is hurt. I'm thinking this division looks categorically different in 5 days. That would be genuinely one of the most devastating things to come out of Southampton ever.
Absolutely. I hope the best for her. I hope she's all right and she's able to compete and everything, and the summer looks good for her. It's coming to that time of the year again, Tom, where there's a forbidden door thing happening and lots of people are getting injured, and it's very, very sad. I hope this isn't a curse that happens.
We should maybe start wrapping wrestlers in bubble wrap around April time.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
Yeah, just around April, and then they should be good by the summer. So there's some other notes that came out of the media call ahead of Double or Nothing, wasn't there, Andrew?
Yeah, there was. So when asked about the rumoured brand split, Khan didn't give a firm answer, but is excited to reveal the answer to that question in due time. He was asked about possible future announcements regarding Collision, and Khan said he is definitely being intentionally secret about where all of this is going. This is closest we've sort of come to a Punk confirmation at this point, I think.
That's Tony, the way he said it, that's Tony teasing Punk.
Yes,
Tony
definitely.
teasing Punk. We are at a point now where it looks as if the parties have agreed on a deal, and it looks as if CM Punk is set to be a part of AEW Collision, coming out of Chicago in the United Center. Woe betide them should they run the United Center without Punk.
It would be silly, Tom. It would be silly. There would be riots and all sorts kicking off.
I think they will, maybe not riots, maybe strongly worded emails sent back and forth. But hey, that's to worry about next month. Double or Nothing is on the horizon this Sunday. Where will Jamie Hayter be a part of that show? We will find out. You can check out 9 pitches for Double or Nothing right now, as well as predictions from myself and Fraser Porter. Live reactions to Sunday night, what happened at, and WTF moments that follow AEW Double or Nothing as well. And of course, it's Night of Champions this weekend as well.
It's hefty.
It's a hefty weekend,
it's like
isn't it?
A big old bag of meat.
9 pitches, predictions, live reactions, what happened at, and WTF moments for Night of Champions as well. And the live reactions kicking off tomorrow, 5 p.m. UK time.
Yeah, I think 5 p.m. the pre-show, and then the main card is 6. I do believe so. I do believe so.
It's about right. Now, over to the WWE side, where NXT are putting on a show this weekend as well.
Bloody hellfire.
Battleground taking place on Sunday, and Shawn Michaels led a media call about Battleground yesterday. And one of the questions was about the status of the Dyad, Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed, requesting their WWE releases. Well, Shawn Michaels met the question head on and said there are no hard feelings for them for doing that, but they are under contract for the time being, and Shawn says he's keen to put them in a prominent position on the card while they're there. He recognises there is too much talent there's too much talent to be wasted there.
It feels as though as well, like and it's such a shame too, because obviously we absolutely love the grizzled young veterans, and they are one of the best tag teams, I believe, in WWE, and it does feel like they've been underutilized, and it feels a little bit of a shame that it feels as though they've sort of put their releases in, and then WWE have gone, oh, actually, hang on, they are very good, aren't they? Maybe we should actually put them more prominently on NXT TV.
Well, it's a classic bit of true to form for any company, really. If you know that somebody wants to leave, you're going to make them feel like it's a wrong decision to make all the way up until the final day of their deal, aren't they? So,
yeah, but then don't pull the rug from underneath them again, though. You know, when it gets like to the end of it, there we go. We can't have that. We can't have that. We need them going straight to the top.
I just think it's foolish that you've got them still associated with Joe Gacy. I'm hoping that is something that is retroactively sorted out in the next few weeks. So if we're going to have our boys on TV for the next few months, have them on there as Zach Gibson and James Drake. Please. Soon to be recognised again as the grizzled young veterans. A bit nice to hear.
How nice would that be if that did happen? To hear them say that again would be delightful.
So it's interesting off the back of this discussion of the grizzled young veterans heading away, and Shawn Michaels addressing that. He also addressed Blair Davenport in the press conference. Somebody asked about her status, and the vibe I got from Shawn's answer was, well, she's not up for it right now, but when she wants to come work for us, the door's open. They're big fans of Blair Davenport.
Yeah.
And right now isn't the time for her to be there, but when they're ready, I think they're going to have it. I think that she'd be somebody that they would genuinely get behind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Former Bea Priestley, obviously. Also from the media call, Shawn was asked about Bron Breakker not getting drafted to Raw or SmackDown. For a long time, it seemed like a shoo-in that Bron by this point would be on the main roster. But Shawn said there are still some really great matches for Bron Breakker to have in NXT, and he's under the impression that Breakker will be on NXT for quite a while yet.
And again, I've said this many a time before, I think it's good to have someone like Breakker on NXT as well, to keep sort of eyes on that product, to keep seeing where, because it's really good, I feel like, if you've got someone in NXT where people are like, I can't believe they've been called up to the main roster yet, it feels like you still kind of like keeping your eye on what they're doing, because they feel like they're going to be a big star. So I think it's a good idea to keep them in there for a bit and then bring them up when the time's right. As they said, there's a lot of good things that you can still do in NXT.
There are a lot of good things that Shawn Michaels wanted to work into storylines with Indy Hartwell. She was injured, then drafted to Raw whilst NXT Women's Champion, and Shawn was a big fan of her work and the story, and apparently there were plans in place for her on NXT, but the main roster came a-calling.
They culled everyone from NXT, It was a culling.
It did feel like a bit of a red wedding of NXT.
It did, didn't it?
Like even the fact, even this, Shawn says, all right, well, I know you've got, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, but they need to come back at some point and defend the tag titles. Yeah. So he addressed that in the media call as well. On the subject of Battleground, he says, to the best of his knowledge, this will be the last time that NXT goes up against an AEW pay-per-view. He reiterates that he doesn't make the decisions on these, so that's not his call, but he also says that the timing was down to it being Memorial Day weekend as opposed to just going head-to-head with Double or Nothing. Bit of column A, bit of column B. Bit of column there, bit of column B for that one. Battleground, I think, might be, it's one of those shows where you've got 4 massive events. It starts tonight with Impact Under Siege, which we'll talk a bit more in a video today. We have Battleground, we have Double or Nothing, and we have Night of Champions. I wonder whether Battleground has the opportunity to just be like that quiet sleeper event that just has a banger.
I feel like it does. I feel like we say this quite a bit at this point, but the NXT shows genuinely sort of surprise us a little bit. Not that they shouldn't surprise us, because there's so many good wrestlers on the cards and that, but like usually we come out of these weekends when there's a special NXT show and we're like, oh, there was that really good match or 3 that was on that card, and like people should maybe start paying attention a bit more to it.
A honking amount of wrestling this weekend and a honking amount of content from the Cultaholic YouTube channel. Stay across it by staying here. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the weekend, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.
Ha.